What's up everybody, RNC here, and welcome to my Stamina Nightblade PvP build video for the Stonethorn patch. Now I don't take any credit for this build video. This has been used and is a well-known build all across the platform. So again, this is not my build specifically. I'm just making this build video because some people asked for the video with a little bit more detail. So let's jump right into it. For the race, we chose to go with Nord. The reason why I chose Nord is because it helps me stay in a fight, helps me brawl, it helps me stay tanky and heal myself up. The other really good options would be Wood Elf if you want to play Stealth, Orc if you want to have a little bit more weapon damage and speed, and Dark Elf if you want to be able to play Magicka or Stamina. Again, I do prefer Nord because it helps me stay in the fight, helps me be tanky. All of our points are into Stamina, of course. Now, we're going to be using the Shadow Mundus. The reason why we use the Shadow Mundus is because the Nightblade has a ton of passives that help with their crit damage and crit healing, and the Shadow Mundus simply works very, very well on a Nightblade. It's going to increase your critical damage and critical healing by 11%. For the food, we're going to be using the RTM Takeaway Broth for a few reasons. One, it gives you health recovery, which goes very well with Nord, Eternal Vigor, and our champion points. It's going to give you a lot of healing, a lot of sustained health. And the other reason is because we do need the stamina recovery. We do need a little bit more sustain on the Nightblade the way we're playing it. We're going to be roll dodging a lot. The sustain is very, very necessary. For the potions, we use three types of potions. The first one is the Tripod. That is used pretty much all the time in any situation. The second one is a Stealth Detection Potion. It doesn't really matter how you make it, just to get Nightblades out of stealth that are annoying you. And lastly, the Immovability Potion. I mainly use these when I'm playing with a group and one of my buddies goes down, and if you don't want to get interrupted, you simply pop an immovability potion and the res will not be interrupted. You just have to make sure that you survive and heal yourself. For the champion points, these are not best by any means, but these are the ones that have been working for me, so feel free to use them. 27 Blessed, 9 Physical Weapon Expert, 66 Master at Arms, we have a lot of burst on Nightblade, 61 Precise Strikes, again a lot of crit damage and crit healing, 51 Piercing, 56 Mighty, with the red, 61 Ironclad, 39 Resistant, 49 Hardy and Elemental Defender, 34 Thick-Skinned, 11 Expert Defender, 27 Quick Recovery, for the green, 56 Warlord, 9 Sprinter, 27 Tenacity, 56 Mooncalf, and 56 Healthy, and this is what we were talking about before. This goes really well with our TAM, Eternal Vigor, and the CP. This is going to boost your health recovery and keep you in the fight very, very well. Lastly, 66 Tumbling. We don't put any points into blocking because we don't block. We're using a bow in our back bar, so we're going to be roll dodging a lot, keeping our speed up, moving away from targets, kiting. For the gear, I'm using 2-piece Balorg, both medium, both impen. All of our gear is going to always have triglyphs on it. The reason why I chose Balorg is because when you're getting outnumbered, you want to try to burst one target as quickly as possible, get him out of the fight, and Balorg does help with burst damage quite a bit. The other two options I would go with is either Bloodspawn, which is going to help you sustain and be a little bit more tanky, but it's going to take away a little bit of your damage. The other really nice option would be Engine Guardian. That's also a really, really good sustain set, and will give you free line of sight when that Dwarven Sphere pops up. For our second set, we're using Eternal Vigor. Now this is the bread and butter of the build. This is what keeps us alive, keeps our sustain very, very high, and keeps us brawling and in the fight. We're going to use 2-piece Reinforced in the body because it is a heavy armor set. So you have to have 2 pieces on the body, and the rest is going to be on the jewelry. Now you can easily go with infused weapon damage on all of them. I have 1 healthy, so if you want your health a little bit higher, it's up to you. Our second set that we're using is Briarheart. Now the reason why Briarheart is so good on Nightblade again is because it is based off crit healing. A lot of people did some math. Briarheart is a little bit stronger than New Moon. New Moon is another good setup. So personally, I would go either Briarheart as my first option or New Moon as my second option on the front bar. And the way we're running it is 3 pieces impen on the body, gloves, belt, and boots, and front bar greatsword. Now you can easily go with the maul. Both the maul or the greatsword have to be sharpened, and I choose to go with the shock damage glyph to proc the minor vulnerability on the targets that we're attacking with. The reason why I chose to go with greatsword is because usually mauls are really good for high resistance tanky targets, and those you're not going to usually be able to burst down anyway. So I choose to burst down the squishier targets like Nightblades that are doing a lot of damage, or Sorks that are doing a lot of damage, and which the greatsword does help a lot. On our back bar, we're using the Bow of Potentate, so you can use any 2-piece resistance set. This simply reduces the damage taken by players by 3%. So it's up to you. You can use a 2-piece resistance set, or you can just simply use Potentates. Both work very well and give you the same results. Last but not least, let's talk about the skills that we're using on the Nightblade. So first, our bread and butter is our surprise attack. Second, our relentless focus. This keeps you healing. This keeps your damage, and this is one of the main skills for your burst. Next is rally. That's our burst heal as well as our major brutality. Executioner, camo hunter. That's going to give you crit, and it's going to also give you minor berserk when you're attacking targets from the back. In-cap strike is our burst ultimate. On the back bar, we're using shadow image. Learn to use this. This is one of the most important skills for Nightblade to survive. Dark Cloak, again, if you want to use shadowy disguise, you can. I recommend going with Wood Elf if you do. However, this is again a brawler tanky build, so I choose to go with Dark Cloak for the healing and the minor protection. Resolve and Vigor, keep this up pretty much at all times. Leeching Strikes helps our sustain, also helps our healing. And Shuffle, if you feel like you're already very tanky, you can swap Piercing Mark instead of Shuffle. However, I do keep Shuffle on because it helps my mobility. It again makes me more tanky than I already am. And lastly, Soul Siphon is just here for the passive or the burst heal if you are getting outnumbered. You can also use the Temporal Guard ultimate if you don't want to keep up Dark Cloak the whole time. However, I do recommend using Soul Siphon for the burst heal. Lastly, let's go over the combination that we're usually going to use to burst opponents down. So it's going to work like this. You're going to keep all your buffs up. Once all your buffs are up, you're going to go into the fight. Imagine this is the target. We're going to build our relentless stacks. Make sure we have 5 stacks before we go into the fight. And you want to keep 5 stacks at all times until you're ready to burst the target. And once you're finally ready to burst the target, you want to try to get on the side or behind them. Try to load up a heavy attack into an in-cap, into a bow, and then into an executioner. Anytime you see a target off balance, they're going to take a lot more damage from all your abilities, so you want to try to off balance the target as much as possible. When you see an off balance proc, try to find your window for attacking it, and then once they're low, obviously use executioner. That's pretty much it for the Nightblade build video. I hope this helped you out. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. If it did help you out, make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.